That was really good, really clean. First of all, I think we, ended up okay healthy-wise. I think we had a hyperextended knee and a rolled ankle. Other than that, I think we're okay. I'll find out for sure here with Fulton. But I thought it was really even, really clean. We kept score. We gave them field position points, for the offense. If they got 2 first downs, they got 2 points for gaining field position. If the defense went 3 and out, they got 2 points for gaining field position. And then the obvious, get a turnover and score and field goals and all that stuff. I thought it was really, really even. Ended up 17-15, on the defense, and I didn't do much moving the ball around. A lot of times I'll move the ball around, create some situations and try to even things up depending on which side's going good, and didn't really do that today. Moved it a couple times for special teams to get the punt we wanted, but I thought it was about as even as you could get, and guys flying around, hitting. We really had a lot of pre-snap penalties and stuff in our first scrimmage, and didn't have that, today. We did a little bit at the end, when we were getting our younger guys in there, towards the end of the scrimmage. But prior to that, I thought it was pretty clean scrimmage.
Putting a bow on the spring, you feel like you guys are pretty well ahead of schedule right now, just based on years past, or how does this team look?
Well, I think we're on schedule, which is ahead of schedule for years past, because we haven't even had a full off season since I've been here. We had 2 years that were hampered by COVID, and then last year our strength coach left about 2 weeks before the guys got here, and it took us about 6 to hire them. So this is the first time we've had our strength coach in place, had everybody, no restrictions as far as coming and training since I've been here. So we've had a normal off season with running and lifting and doing all that, and then getting into a pre-spring where you start to transition to a little bit of position-specific movement and some meetings and learn the playbook, and then come on out and have spring ball. So it's awesome. We're blessed.
Where do you stand from a roster's perspective? I know you've got some guys that are probably fixing to transfer in and work through, their exit, interviews at other places, but are you 80% of the roster here, 90%, or is it closer?
Hard to say, because today's college football, and I got exits starting Sunday, and we'll go Sunday through Wednesday. You ask me on Wednesday, I'll be able to tell you, but there's always some surprises. There's always somebody that's been thinking when spring ball's over, I'm going somewhere else, so we'll have those surprises. And then we held some back, we held some scholarships back. We got to the point towards the end of the late signing period where we felt like we were reaching if we, extended some more offers. So we just held tight, and, we're going to go out and get a couple more offensive linemen, a couple more defensive linemen, which is a neat area for us with getting into the Missouri Valley Conference. That's the difference, is the bigs. That's where it's at, is up front. Hey, Coach Prohm. So I mean, that's where we've got to get a little bit better, and we got better out here too with our guys, our guys, our own guys that we were developing, and then we brought 14 guys in at mid-semester, and all those guys have done well and improved during the spring.
Coach, I know you've had 2 spring scrimmages on Saturdays before today. A little bit different atmosphere, I thought, today. A little more game day kind of stuff. It's good for them, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. They got to put their game jerseys on. The other ones we just wore our practice jerseys. People came out, because we didn't have it at dark 30. We had our other 2 at pretty early in the morning, and people weren't ready to get up and get out of bed, and got nice weather. So, they had a crowd. We actually kept score. We didn't keep score of the other ones, so they kept seeing that, and that kind of added a little bit of oomph to everybody. But yeah, it had a little bit more to it, which it should be as you start to tail into it and start to add things in there.
Speaking of oomph, I thought the spirit of the players was great.
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job getting after each other, but still protecting each other and doing a nice job, not getting personal fouls or stupid penalties.
You talked a little bit about some of these mid-semester guys coming in. It's hard to not notice a lot of the mature depth. You got JUCO guys, FBS transfers. What are you looking for out of this class, and what's your expectation and hope as you move into fall ball?
That's it. We had our basic philosophy is the conventional graduate a senior, sign a high school player and develop them is still in play. We're still going to build our program. But, with today's football, you got to have a build your team mentality as well. And when you lose somebody that's, played for you for 2 years and he's coming back for his 3rd year, and then all of a sudden he goes in the portal and he's gone, you can't go get a high school kid for that guy. You got to go get a portal guy. So, we're portal for portal. So, we got those 14 guys, and as you say, it made us older to a certain extent. Mostly it replaced guys that were leaving, so old guys for old guys. But we did get a little bit older with those guys, which we needed to. We have a really small senior class. We only have 4 guys in our senior class, or 3 guys in our senior class that have been with us more than a year. So we needed to get some older guys there, so it was good.
Talk about the alumni, that check presentation before the
Excuse me.
before the game. They had to
Oh.
really make today even better.
Oh, even better. I mean, Thursday we had the announcement, with the, capital investment with the team room, the showers, and it's just going to continue. That gets everybody excited, with this move to the Missouri Valley. A lot of people are staying up, putting the chips in the middle, and administration is doing a great job of fundraising. People are doing a great job of stepping up and wanting to be involved, wanting to give and make an investment, in our future into the Missouri Valley Conference. So it's been incredible, and RFA has been there ever since I got here, and that's a special thing as well, because they're former players and their heart is want to make sure that these guys are getting good gear, safe gear, helmets, shoulder pads, getting the nutrition they need, making sure they're attacking those spaces because they're former players and they want to see, those guys have kind of like a dad. I want my son to have a better, growing up experience than I had, so it's awesome to have those guys give.
Jaden was kind of thrust into the starting role last year. Now that he's kind of had that season and off season kind of developed, what kind of progression have you seen from him? And I guess, do you feel like he has the ability to maybe challenge for a starting job this year?
There's no doubt that, thrust is the right word. I mean, the last meaningful game he played was against Somerset High School in the state championship, and then he's breaks his foot the day before training camp, and he's literally on a scooter until a week before Eastern Illinois, and then he's in a boot, and then Eastern Illinois he's out there, and so he missed all the training camp reps, all the 4 weeks of game reps that he would have got as a 2, because he won the number 2 job, coming out of spring last year. And then, thrust is the right word. Hey, okay, all right, get in there. You had 1 week, you've been out of the boot, now go play a college football game. So, it really was unfair to even evaluate him with what he was doing. And he got better as the year went, some of it because the foot got better and we could do more stuff. Week 1, we were an NFL team. We were throwing the ball out of the gun or handing it off. I mean, we couldn't even run outside zone. He couldn't reach to do that, So he got better, we got better. Learning curve, a lot of new things coming at you fast, for a rookie quarterback. But he's gotten better throughout the spring, and so has DJ. DJ took some team reps on Tuesday and Thursday of this week, which was scared to live and about kicked my AFib in, when Fulton Hart said, hey, I want to get him in there for some team reps. I said, okay, do you remember 2 and 9? We're going to really do this. But he felt he was ready. We did it. He got some reps. He looked, really, really good. And looking forward to his off season, getting him out here in July, and then McNamee's come a long way. There's another kid that could use your word thrust. Last time he played in a game was a state championship game, against Russellville, and then all of a sudden he's out there against Ball State. Not a thing you want as
big
a
difference.
freshman. Yeah, big difference. So
with Jacob Bell, obviously he was a guy you were hoping to rely on a lot last year, among the many guys that got hurt last year.
Yeah.
What's it like to see him out here in the spring and just start to really get back to what he's capable of doing?
Oh, phenomenal. Because he's our deep threat, has been since we've been here. Heck, he got behind Texas Tech 3 times before he got hurt, and then all of a sudden that's gone. The good thing is now we got 2. We got Golden AK. Golden AK has got the type of speed that Jay Bell does. So, God forbid if something else happens, but at least we're not. If you got one, you got none. Type of mentality. Now we got 2 guys that have that breakaway type speed, and then we still got some really, really good college football wide receivers, in Taylor Shields and Q Mays was a guy that people saw a glimpse of him in the Southeast Louisiana game when Tez Brooks was out. He's another one, and then you saw the last catch down here, Parker. He's a kid we redshirted out of Arkansas, a freshman. So we've got other receivers that are guys we think are going to step up for us. Michael Fox is another one of the older guys we got as a transfer out of NC State. So those guys are only going to get better. You're talking what you're seeing they did in just 15 practices. So they're going to learn the offense and be more savvy like a Shields is that's been in the system for 3 years. It's going to get better for those guys.
I know you like running the ball, though. I thought Cortez came out here and really looked like a.
We got running
to
backs
those.
now. We got running backs, and that's the thing. Just like the injury to Jay Bell, so we missed him all year, and people didn't get to see what he could do. The other one nobody saw is Q Jennings. We missed Q Jennings all year long, and he had the surgery after the season, and that kid's a really, really good running back. You don't even see him out there today.
Right.
And McKee, didn't even see McKee out there. He led the state in rushing, I think, as a high schooler. He got hurt right before spring ball started. So who'd you see? You saw Cortez Jones, who was our number 2 guy last year, looked really, really good. You saw Northington, Juwan Northington, who saw him in flashes last year, that Eastern Illinois game. He turned some heads. Then we signed a junior college kid in Kaiwan Morgan, and he rolled his ankle, so he didn't get a chance to show. But anybody was out here those other 2 scrimmages, he was probably the leading rusher in the other 2 scrimmages and looked really, really good. So we got some guys that can play running back, and not only are they physically gifted, I get the luxury of standing behind the offense. You can see some of the cuts they make, and to do it at that pace, to stand back here with the whistle or have the remote control and hit pause or slow-mo is one thing, but to stand back there and see those guys make those cuts full speed and know why they did it is pretty impressive.